Hey guys, what's up? This is Diego here at Cinemageddon Reviews. So, Nobody is a movie that a lot of people are talking about this weekend, and I had a chance to see it in theaters while, of course, maintaining the COVID-19 guidelines, following social distancing, all that. So, let's talk about it. This movie stars Saul Goodman himself, Bob Odenkirk, as Hutch Mansell, a guy who's trying to live a quiet life with his wife and kids until one night their house is broken into and Hutch does nothing to stop it. Now his family and everybody in his life thinks less of him, so he decides he's going to go out, kick some ass, and prove to everybody that he's not a nobody. So this movie is only being shown in theaters right now. Universal, the studio behind this movie, made deals with streaming services to release it later on, but for right now, this is all we got. I wanted to see this movie because one, it looked good from the trailers, and two, I haven't been to the movies in over a year, and if you've been paying attention, it's been a rough year at that. So despite the health risks that come with the pandemic, I wanted to see this movie in theaters just for the sake of my mental health, and sometimes you just have to pick what you're risking. And I gotta say, Nobody wasn't a bad movie. It was perfectly fine for what it was. A lot of people are going to draw comparisons to John Wick, of course, and while I don't think that it's as good as the John Wick movies, I still think it's worth the watch. The best part of this movie, without a doubt, is Bob Odenkirk. This is one of those oddball performances that you get once in a while, like when John Krasinski was in 13 Hours or when Adam Sandler was in Uncut Gems. It seems very strange on paper, but on screen, it just works. And Bob Odenkirk does an awesome job. He's relatable, he's human, he's funny in a lot of scenes, and he actually does a lot of his own stunts. And you know who else is playing against type in this movie? Christopher Lloyd. That's right, Doc Brown from Back to the Future. He plays Bob Odenkirk's dad in the movie, and you can just tell he's having fun with it. He has a lot of really cool scenes in this movie. Speaking of the action, this movie was directed by the same guy who directed Hardcore Henry, that first-person action movie from a few years ago, and as you may expect, the action all looks fantastic. The stunts are all done in camera, there's no quick cuts, it's all nice long takes, and it's bloody as hell. The fight scene on the bus especially is fucking brutal. Aside from that, if you're expecting Nobody to be any sort of groundbreaking, action, amazing extravaganza, then prepare for some disappointment, because the script is not a terribly written script, but it's also nothing you've never seen before. The villain in particular, I thought was kind of conventional. You know, he's just there to be the bad guy, and he has a motivation that's there, but there's kind of nothing special about him. Also, most of the supporting cast is pretty cookie cutter. Hutch's family, in particular, isn't all that great. They're just kind of there to establish Hutch's motivation, and then once the story is set in motion, we kind of just don't really pay attention to them. Fortunately, though, the story doesn't overstay its welcome. It's actually the perfect runtime for a movie like this. It's only an hour and 32 minutes, and the story actually moves really fast. The way that it handles exposition in some of the slower scenes, I thought was perfect. So to sum it all up, Nobody is not an amazing action movie, but it knew what it was, it didn't try to be anything else, it was just there to give you what you wanted to see, and I think it succeeded. Bob Odenkirk did a terrific job, and the action is bloody and just fun to watch, so if for nothing else, just watch it for that. So with that said, my rating for Nobody is 7 out of 10. Okay, so minor spoiler here. The movie's ending leaves it open for a sequel, but to be honest, I'd be fine if we didn't have one. I mean, I don't feel like we'd be missing anything. So that's my review of Nobody. If you've seen the film, I'm curious to know what your thoughts are. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Let me know in the comments section. As always, be sure to like and subscribe, and don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Diego for Cinemageddon Reviews, and I'll see you on the wasteland.